Niner fans, it's about that time. 5 o'clock. Faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. And it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day to be on with the best fans in the NFL. The 49ers. The red and gold, baby. Got to give a shout out to everyone who's on watching me from the Spotlight Sports Network. And I appreciate everyone who's on the Spotlight Sports Network for watching me. And thanks for tuning in to Jay in the Bay. Also, everyone on the Jay in the Bay side, thanks for watching as well. And big news today. A lot of news today. Can you guys see me? Let me make sure. Can you guys see me? Can you guys see and hear me on the screen? Okay. Everything's good? Okay, cool. So if this is the first time you've seen me, of course, I go by the name of Jay in the Bay. Of course, I rep that. Y'all see it? The red and gold, baby. And okay, it looks like he says so it looks like you guys can see me, but it's glitchy. Okay. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Not sure why it's glitchy. Internet's on. That's all on. That's connected. How we doing now? Can you guys hear me, see me? Is it clear? Let me know. Is it clear? Can you guys hear me? Okay. So we're all good. Big news today. Sorry about that. Big news today regarding the 49ers. There's been a huge, there's a press conference with John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. We'll definitely get into that in the show. Appreciate everyone coming on. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out the IG and Twitter is at the bottom. And we got to talk about how's everyone else doing. I appreciate everyone for coming on to the stream. And first, we got to get into the 49ers' latest news. The Niners unveiled a new patch. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's a 75th anniversary patch. And have you guys seen it? Let me know in the comment section if you guys have seen the 75th anniversary patch. Let me know if you guys have seen that 75th anniversary patch. I saw it. It looks pretty good. And I can't wait to get some more 49ers merch with that 75th anniversary patch on it. But we got to start off with the free agency because free agency dried up for the Niners for sure. I thought it had dried up. But clearly the 49ers are still making moves to better the team. The 49ers signed. First, let's start off with the first person they signed. They signed defensive end Arden Key. He's 6'5", 240 pounds, former Las Vegas Raider defensive end. He played last year, 14 games in the 2020 season. And here are the stats he had. He had 2 passes defended, 15 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 11 QB hits. But Arden Key didn't get any sacks. So hopefully Arden playing with better talent around the defensive line, with Bosa, with Armstead, with Kinlaw. Hopefully Arden Key will play much better when he's surrounded by more talent. Arden is only 24 years old. He's a 3-year NFL pro. We signed him to a 1-year contract. He was drafted out of LSU in the 3rd round of the 2018 NFL draft. So our defensive end room has definitely been improved with depth. I wouldn't be surprised if we draft a defensive end on day 2 or day 3 of this year's draft. But our defensive end room now is Armstead, Samson E. Bilcom. Of course, we got Bosa, D. Ford, Deshaun Hall, Contavious Street, Jordan Willis, and of course, Arden Key. So Arden Key, welcome to the 49ers. Now, this show, of course, is all about the fans. It's all about the fans on the Spotlight Sports Network, and of course, all the fans on the Jay and the Bay YouTube channel that love to talk about football, and especially the 49ers. So let's talk to the people in the comments section. So it looks like Marcus Plays says, where can we watch it? I think you're referring to the press conference that was earlier today. The press conference today was at 12:30, and it was on the 49ers YouTube channel. So that's where you could have watched it. But let's get to Jose Fernandez. And thanks for coming through, Marcus Plays. It's the first time I've seen your comment. I appreciate you coming through to the stream. Looks like Jose, what's good, man? He says, hopefully it's Trey to the Bay. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that, Trey Lance, it's either between Trey Lance or Justin Fields. I would rather have Trey Lance over Mac Jones for sure. I know there was reports today by Ian Rappaport that that the Niners have pretty much narrowed in on two quarterback prospects. It was basically between Mac Jones and Trey Lance. So tell me what you guys feel. Let me know if you would rather have Trey Lance, Mac Jones, or Justin Fields. I kind of have a feeling how this will go, but you never know. There might be some supporters of Mac Jones. So okay. Let's go to the 49ers Nation. What's good? Thanks for coming through, 49ers Nation. Looks like he says, I want Justin Fields, but if it's Trey, I'm fine with that, just as long as it isn't Mac. Yeah, I think a lot of Niner fans feel that way. I have a feeling. I would say Mac Jones, he had an excellent career at Alabama, but I feel like he's the closest comparison to Jimmy G that's out there as far as a quarterback. As far as the top 5 quarterbacks, he's the closest comparison to Jimmy G. And it's clear that Shanahan and Lynch want to get a better quality of quarterback in the first round of the draft. I mean, why would we trade all the way from 12 to 3, give up future draft capital? Those 2 first-round picks. What was it? A 3rd-round pick in next year's draft. So why would we give all that just to get another Jimmy G? I don't know. Does that sound wise to you guys? I don't think so. I don't think we should do that. I want to get a more, dynamic quarterback, one that can make plays out of the pocket, one that if the rush gets to him, he can move out to the right, move out to the left, create space and allow the receivers to get open and still be able to make plays, Unfortunately with Jimmy, sometimes he does that. Jimmy is tough. I know he gets hurt, but Jimmy, he steps up into the pocket. I've seen him with my own eyes. He does deliver the ball. He does take hits. But it seems like post the ACL injury with Jimmy, it seemed like he's not as athletic. It doesn't seem like he trusts his offensive line. So hopefully with the revamped offensive line by re-signing Mac, Trent Williams, and also, I don't know if you guys heard, Mike McGlinchey, he has a 5th-year contract option, and it looks like the 49ers will exercise that option. So that I think that's good news. I want to give McGlinchey another chance, but we still need to make sure we have someone behind McGlinchey just in case next year, the team and McGlinchey part ways. So, yeah, Trey or Fields, and they are, to me, the more dynamic quarterbacks that I just feel like they can do more in the pocket and also running outside the pocket. 49ers Ultimate Report, what's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream, 49ers Ultimate Report. If you guys haven't heard of 49ers Ultimate Report, make sure you guys check out his YouTube channel. Great content creator. And he talks about, y'all see it, the red and gold just like me. So shout out to you, John J, a.k.a. 49ers Ultimate Report. Looks like Niners All Day says, I'll be okay with Lance, but I'll always be pushing for Fields. Now, I hear you. Now, if you believe the reports today with Ian Rappaport, he was saying that it was basically down to 2 quarterbacks, Mac Jones or Trey Lance. I'll be happy with either one of the more dynamic quarterbacks because, there were talks. Maybe we couldn't get, Mac Jones at 12, but maybe we would have just had to move up to maybe pick 6 or 7 to get Mac Jones, like if Shanahan really wanted him. But he did talk about that in the press conference today, and I will get into that in a little bit. But, yeah, I'm so excited for draft night. I can't wait to see who's Shanahan's guy? I can't wait. Niners all day. What's good? Let's see. Big Ben Roethlisberger. What's up, man? Thanks for coming through to the stream. First time I've seen you in the stream, so I appreciate you coming through. Make sure you guys like the video, like the stream if you're enjoying the content, and also make sure you subscribe as well. And let's see. Niners All Day says, okay, I can see you, but it's glitchy. Yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is with the connection. I got a direct connection to my router, so hopefully you guys can hear me clearly. And I got to work on the other things. But thank you guys for coming through. Looks like Darius House says hi. What's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream. Ben Roethlisberger, what's up? Okay. Matt Navarro, what's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream. Let's see, Niners All Day. He said he wants a Lamar Jackson, Drew Brees type quarterback that Fields, he's the pick. Or that, and that's Fields, he's the pick. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get into that quote because that's definitely one takeaway I had from the press conference today was that, that was basically a direct quote from Shanahan. He basically said, hey, what Niners All Day said, I want a quarterback who's mobile as Lamar Jackson, but as accurate as Drew Brees. But I think every head coach will want that. It's just like every head coach wants a running back who's fast, who understands blocking protection, who can catch. Like a lot of head coaches want that. But when he said that quote, that didn't sound like Mac Jones to me. I'm not sure what you guys thought, but that definitely didn't sound like Mac Jones to me. That sounded like either Trey Lance or Justin Fields. So, but he's not. Obviously, they kept it. Shanahan Lynch kept it close to their vest. They're not going to tell who they're going to pick with the first round pick. So, yeah, the patch. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the patch looks clean. I can't wait to get some. I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait to get some more Niner gear, especially that has that 75th anniversary patch. The Niners, started the franchise in 1946, so it's been 75 years. So that's an amazing accomplishment. And obviously we've had a lot of great players, Rice, Lott, Montana, Craig, T.O. We had a ton of players, prime time. We had a ton of players, wear that 49er jersey. So it's pretty cool that they have the 75-year anniversary patch. And then the players, they're actually going to wear that patch on their jersey when they play in this year's game. So that's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to that. So looks like Ben Roethlisberger says, I'm the GOAT. Okay. I would say you're definitely the best quarterback the Steelers have had probably over the last 3 decades. Yeah, I would say that for sure. But I appreciate you conversing with me, Big Ben. Let's see. 49ers Ultimate Report says, yeah, that 75th anniversary patch is fresh. Yeah, it is. It is. And I can't wait to see the players, wear that patch. And I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. Official.prince. Thanks for coming through to the stream. What's good? He says, or he or she says, what's happening? We just talking about the red and gold, baby. Big day today. A lot of news that came out. Let's see. Matt Navarro says the 75th anniversary patches makes me wonder if they would bring those 75th anniversary classic uniforms. I don't know. That's interesting. So I know they have those white away uniforms that they've worn before. They also have the all black uniforms. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what jerseys and uniforms they combine this year. Redder, what's good? Thanks for coming through, man. He says, hey, what's up, Big Ben? Oh, he's talking to Big Ben. All right. Everyone has to hate on Mac. Well, I mean, I don't think people are hating on Mac. They just feel like there are other quarterbacks who are just better. I don't think they're hating. There are other quarterbacks who are better, who are just more dynamic, that they can do more in the pocket, outside the pocket, throwing on the run. And Mac, he can do a little bit of that. I've seen some of his college games. He can do a little bit of that. But there's levels to this. And, Lance and Fields, they're just more dynamic. You can't lie, Redder. Like, Lance and Fields are just more dynamic. Mac may be more pro ready right now. But if I had my druthers, Jimmy G would be starting. Sorry about that background noise, if you guys can hear that. Someone's honking up the storm out there. But if I had my druthers, Jimmy G would be starting, next year. The only way I see a rookie quarterback playing significant time is if Jimmy G gets hurt. And hopefully that don't come to fruition. Looks like 49ers Ultimate Report says, Jay, you know who I want, Lance, but Lynch and Shanahan are going to make the pick. Yeah. Regardless of who Shanahan and Lynch decide they want, obviously I'm still going to support the team. Obviously, I don't know more than Lynch and Shanahan. I don't know more than the scouts they sent out to, look at these quarterbacks to see what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses. We don't know. We're just fans. I'm just a fan. But, my eyes tell me that Fields and Lance are just more dynamic. They're more exciting to watch. And that's, unfortunately right now, the 49ers, you could say, may have the third or fourth best quarterback in the NFC West. And if we draft Mac Jones, I don't think, I don't know about y'all, but I don't think that would catapult us to having the best quarterback in the NFC West or even a top 2 or top 3. If we have Fields or Lance, I think they can definitely challenge that once they become a starter. Obviously Wilson is the clear-cut number 1, and he has been for a while. But we got to get better at quarterback, and I feel like Fields and Lance, whichever one they decide, they're up another level compared to Mac Jones. Let's see. Prince Sean says, "What's happening? What's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream." Yeah, 49ers Ultimate Report says, "Yeah, let's see who is Kyle's guy." I'm very intrigued by that. I can't wait to see who his guy is. Everyone heard the quote. If you saw the press conference, what he said, that could be interpreted in multiple ways, but I'm eager to see who his guy is. But I also wanted to talk about as well, John Lynch and the 49ers are still making moves in free agency. They brought in some more depth along the defensive line. That was defensive tackle Maurice Hurst Jr., former Las Vegas Raider, 6'2", 291. I think he can definitely help in certain situations, in stopping the run. Maybe he can help Kinlaw because, Maurice Hurst is a veteran in the NFL. He played in 11 games last year. Maurice Hurst did. He had 1 pass defended, only a half a sack, 27 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 6 QB hits. So I think he can definitely help as far as depth, maybe stopping the run. I'm not expecting him to get double-digit sacks or anything like that, but I think he can definitely help in that defensive tackle room. Now, Maurice Hurst is a 3-year NFL pro, 25 years old, 5th-round pick out of Michigan in the 2018 NFL draft. Now, here's our defensive tackle room right now. We got Kinlaw, DJ Jones, Kevin Givens, Maurice Hurst, and then Zach Kerr. So I think that's a pretty stout defensive line. And I like what Shanahan's doing, Last year, obviously, we were derailed by injuries, and, he's making sure that we have enough depth at key positions. We'll talk about the running back signing in a minute, but running back, defensive line, and I'm eager to see who else we draft in the NFL draft coming up this Thursday. I can't wait. Let's get back to those comments. Looks like Redder says, I have Mac as QB4. You're going to laugh at me, but I think Lance is QB5. If you're just basing it off of the college season last year, you can say that because Mac Jones, he played, a handful of games. He played the entire season. He had an excellent season, but we're not just basing it on their college season. We're basing it on, how would they translate to the pros? And a lot of the quarterbacks in the pros that are dynamic, that can run if they need to, that seems like that's the type of quarterback you want. You want a Pat Mahomes. You want a Russell Wilson. Even Kyler, he's on the shorter end. I would probably want, obviously, a taller quarterback, 6'2", 6'3", but similar skill set to Kyler Williams or Russell Wilson. Like, that's where the league is going. Lamar Jackson, he's a pretty good quarterback. He's not the best thrower of the, mobile quarterbacks, but he's still very dynamic. But yeah, I'm eager to see where Mac goes, because I hear the Patriots could be moving up, into the top 10 or maybe even top 5 to get a quarterback. So Patriots could draft Mac Jones, or they could get Justin Fields or Trey Lance. We'll see who we pick. Looks like Matt says, I'm questioning Mac Jones' work ethic. Hard work beats talent. No, I agree. I can't speak on his work ethic. I don't know Mac Jones personally. I haven't talked to his coaches, so I can't speak on that. But definitely, I agree. Hard work definitely beats talent. Like if you have the talent but no drive, you're not going to make the most out of your career. So looks like Niners all day. He's still the conductor of that Fields train. Choo choo. Yeah, I know you want Fields, man. Looks like Redder 2 says also Big Ben was me. Okay. Looks like Redder says 49ers and Rams will be top 2 in the division. Yeah, I mean, our division is stacked. Every team has a case that they could be the best team in the division and they can actually win the division. Every team got significantly better in the division. Obviously, the Seahawks signed some of our former players, Kerry Hyder Jr., Keller Witherspoon. They also re-signed Carlos Dunlap, so they have a formidable front four. The Rams upgraded their quarterback with Matt Stafford. I believe he is an upgrade over Jared Goff, but we have had the Rams number the last 2 seasons, I believe. And I believe the last time we played the Lions, we beat them. I think that was a year or 2 ago we beat the Lions. So, but we'll see. The Cardinals, they added J.J. Watt. They also got A.J. Green. So it's going to be a dogfight, and it's going to be a very tough division. But yeah, I think at least 3 out of the 4 teams will probably have at least 10 wins, I would say, in the season coming up. Looks like Redder says probably Niners. Yeah, I think we'll be a top 2 team in the division for sure, as long as we can stay healthy. It's like Niners all day says he can't wait to get his Fields jersey with that patch. I know I definitely gotta. I usually don't splurge on jerseys because they're not really expensive, and you never know if a player's going to get traded or whatnot. But yeah, I think I'll probably splurge on a jersey this year. I might get, I don't know, what jersey would I get? I don't know. Maybe the Ayuk show. I might get a Brandon Ayuk jersey with that, 75th anniversary patch. I think that would be really nice. Or maybe a Fred Warner once he gets extended. One of those 2. Let's see. Redder says he can't wait to get whoever the Steelers take jersey. Yeah, man, you guys would probably want to get a running back, I would say, in that first round, because either a running back or maybe an offensive lineman. Speaking of running back, Lynch made another good signing, I feel, by signing running back Wayne Gallman. Excellent running back from the New York Giants. And he's 6 feet 210. Last year, he played in a lot more games than usual. He's, for the most of his career, he's been a backup running back. But Saquon Barkley was hurt last year with a torn ACL, so Wayne Gallman took a lot of the carries. He averaged 4.5 yards per carry, which is excellent, behind the Giants' offensive line. And I feel confident in saying that the Niners' offensive line is better, so Gallman should be much better in our system. Last year, he had 147 carries, 6 touchdowns, and a total of 682 rushing yards. He also can catch the ball out the backfield faithful. He had 21 catches, 114 yards. He's been in the NFL 4 years. He's only 26 years old. He was drafted out of Clemson, 4th round in the 2017 NFL draft by the Giants. Now, I like this move. I like this move because it elevates the running back room. So now starting, we got Mostert, Wilson Jr., Hasty, and Gallman. I think that's a pretty good running back room. And I can't wait to see Gallman behind our offensive line. And let's get back into them comments. So let's see. Nicho TV says, and thanks for coming through, Nicho. Let's see. Nicho says, don't get Mac Jones, either Trey or Justin Fields, because they are all around and fit more in the system. Also, Mac had a great team, staff, and more. Yeah, and it's nothing really against Mac. I just feel like they're just better players. There's players that's just on another level. And I feel like they're players that can just do more. They're more dynamic. And so I think, Mac, he'll probably, I won't be surprised if he's still the top 10 pick in the draft. But, with Lynch saying, he wants an accurate quarterback like Breeze and someone mobile like Lamar Jackson. To me, that don't sound like Mac Jones. I don't know about y'all, but that don't sound like no Mac Jones to me. Looks like Niners All Day says, he's talking to Redder. He says, who do you want the Steelers to draft? Yeah, and I was telling Redder, I was like, probably most likely Najee Harris, a running back, or maybe an offensive lineman. Looks like Matt Navarro says a Fields jersey with the patch would look dope. I know, right? That would be pretty sick. You guys, leave a comment. Who do you think will be? What jersey would you want with that patch on? Now, for me, I want Brandon Ayuk or maybe Fred Warner. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. What jersey would you want with that 75th anniversary patch on? Let a brother know in them comments. Looks like Niners All Day says Mac is a good quarterback, but just not at 3. No, I agree. I feel like there are other quarterbacks who are better at 3. And I still feel like Mac will probably be a top 10 quarterback because the Atlanta Falcons, who knows if they're going to stay at 4. And if they stay at 4, it doesn't seem like they're going to get a quarterback to replace Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, I believe he still has about 2, maybe 3 years left on his contract. And, Matt Ryan is not making minimum wage in the NFL. He's making $30+ million. So the Falcons won't be able to move off that contract really easy. So I think either the Falcons will trade down with the team, like, Denver or New England or even Washington. Or if they stand pat, maybe they get Kyle Pitts, because I don't know if there's a defensive player worthy at being pick number 4 in this year's draft. So I wonder who's the first defensive player that's going to be drafted. I hear Micah Parsons maybe, and he's probably a top 10 pick. So maybe the Falcons go that route. Let's see. Matt says, for what I've heard, Mac Jones says he wants to prove to the NFL that he's not just a pocket quarterback. Just saying. Well, I guess we'll see. In the NFL, all the defenders are running, 4.6, 4.5 or better. So I don't know if if Mac Jones can really outrun those defenders. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Niners All Day says, well, he hasn't shown it. Yeah, yeah. If you don't prove that you can do that in college, you're not going to be able to do that in the NFL, I don't think, because the NFL is harder. The game is faster. You got 3 or 4 seconds to get rid of the ball. So, looks like Redder says, I hope Steelers play 49ers in maybe a few years. It would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. And then we could chop it up about the game. But this year, I think we're playing the NFC South division. The Niners are this year. So, we won't be playing the Steelers next year or this year. So, we'll see about next year. Doink Productions, what's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream. He says Kyle had a fallout with Jimmy after Super Bowl 54. It sucks for both sides, but a split is inevitable. Yeah, you might be true about that. I heard a report, not sure if it's true today, that the 49ers price has gone down for Jimmy G. Because I know they were requesting, they were like, oh, well, we're not even going to answer the phone if it's not at least a first-round pick. And now that price might have dropped to maybe a day 2 pick. But, I don't think we should get rid of Jimmy for nothing less than a first-round pick. The Niners are in a great situation. We can bring in a rookie quarterback. They can learn from Jimmy. And Jimmy has the opportunity to prove that he's still, a top 12 starting quarterback in the NFL. And he's playing for his next big contract. So, I hope that, Jimmy stays with the team for at least next year, and hopefully he balls out and hopefully he plays with the chip on his shoulder. So looks like Redder says Lance played no competition. Yeah, he was in a weaker conference in college football. That is very true. But he has certain intangibles. He's got the strong arm. He's got the athleticism. I'm not sure why he didn't play at a big college, but he has more intangibles than Mac Jones. It seems like he is on another level as far as what he can bring to the quarterback room and what he can bring to the position. But it's no slight to Mac. No slight to Mac at all. Let's see. Niners All Day says either Justin Fields or Trey Lance being the pick. I really can't believe Shanahan and all the scouts and all the executives in San Francisco firmly believe that Mac Jones is worth all that. Yeah. Ooh, it's gonna be an interesting draft line. I can't wait because this is another thing that happened in the draft, or excuse me, in the pre-draft conference today was Lynch said that this is Shanahan's pick basically. So whatever Shanahan wants, that's what's going to come to fruition. So even if everyone in the 49ers building can say they want Lance or Fields, but if Shanahan says he wants Mac Jones, then that's what the pick's going to be. And as a Niner fan, I mean, I won't be as excited. I'd be more excited if it was Lance or Fields. But I would stand behind, Lynch. I would stand behind Lynch and Shanahan. Shanahan knows a lot of football. He's got a great pedigree. Obviously, his father was an excellent head coach, so he knows what he's doing. He knows what type of quarterback he wants. So I'll stand behind whoever they pick and trust that Shanahan will coach his guys up. Looks like Niners All Day says just can't wrap my head around it. Yeah. I mean, I won't understand if we get Mac Jones, but I'll accept it, and I would I would still support the player, of course, But yeah, I mean, we'll see. Looks like Redder says Mac has gotten a lot of compliments by his former coaches at Alabama. I follow Alabama a lot since I'm a fan, and I'm not a bandwagon. I'm sure, he had an excellent college career, He played excellent in college. No one's saying he's not. Well, I did hear some scouts say that he wasn't a first-round talent. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but, he played. He was excellent, He was he had an excellent career. I would be surprised if he's not drafted in the top 10, Mac Jones. I would be surprised by that, Redder. But just not to the Niners, baby. Just not to the red and gold, baby. Let's see. Doink says, Doink says, I'm from Bama and I still think Mac sucks. That's funny. I mean, I think he had a great career in college. If he was the only quarterback coming out besides Lawrence, Wilson, Fields, and Lance, then yeah, Mac Jones would probably be number 1 overall pick. But that's not happening this year. It's just, what I'm saying? It's just levels to this. You know what I'm saying? It's levels to this. And Mac, he ain't on the same level, So, looks like Damien says, thanks for coming through to the stream, D. He says, after drafting Mac Jones, we need to draft a offensive lineman and corners. That's it. Yeah, no, I agree. And hopefully you guys been checking out Jay in the Bay. Hopefully you guys been checking out the mock drafts. I'm having fun doing those mock drafts. I have a feeling we'll definitely trade up into the first round. Lynch has shown that he's, not afraid to do that, especially after we did it, 2 years ago with the show. And we also did that Reuben Foster, Lynch's first draft in 2017, traded back to get Solomon Thomas. That didn't work out. And we also traded into the first round to get Reuben Foster. Now, that didn't work out, but it wasn't on the field. It was more off the field issues. But Lynch will definitely trade up if he sees value. Yeah, we definitely need to get a corner, probably a tackle, interior offensive lineman for sure. I think we need to get a receiver, Damon. I mean, is anyone satisfied with our wide receiver room? I mean, I know we got Debo, had Joe Chain, we got the Ayuk show, but after that, I mean, we got Richie James. He's kind of unproven. He had that great game against the Green Bay Packers, but, that was pretty much it. We also have Juwan Jennings, Jalen Hurd. They've both been hurt the last 2 years. So we got Mohamed Sanu, but what else? What else he got left? I don't know. But we need to get a receiver. Hopefully, we get a receiver in this year's draft, and hopefully, we can get another free agent receiver. We need another. Excuse me. We need another receiver like Emmanuel Sanders. When Emmanuel Sanders was traded to us, the offense I feel like took off. Jimmy G looked even better in the pocket. And he had another weapon to throw to. He had a professional receiver who knew what the defense was trying to do, who knew how to get open, who had good hands, knew how to run routes. I feel like we still are, missing that. Niners All Day says Fields has been the second pick for such a long time. When you really think about it, he's a steal at 3. Yeah, I don't see why people think Zach Wilson is better than Fields. I don't see it. I mean, unless they want to say that, I think Fields, he only played 1 year at college, or he only started 1 year at Ohio State, I believe. So if they want to say that, well, he only played 1 year at Ohio State, and unfortunately, Ohio State has a history of not having excellent quarterbacks. I mean, I guess you can have that argument, but I feel like Zach Wilson, what does he prove that he's better at than Justin Fields? I haven't seen that. But I wanted to mention the report from Ian Rappaport. I'm not sure if you guys heard about this, but he says that the Niners are interested. They've narrowed their quarterback search down to 2 quarterbacks, which is Mac Jones and Trey Lance. This is what Ian Rappaport has said. He says, that Adam Peters and John Lynch supposedly want Trey Lance and that Shanahan wants Mac Jones. That's supposedly what Ian Rappaport said. I don't know if there's much truth to that, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see on draft night. We'll definitely see about that on draft night. And let's get back to the comments. Looks like Doink says Niners better take Lance. We'll see what comes to fruition, Doink. He says, do you think the Chiefs have the best O-line right now? Well, they got Orlando Brown at left tackle. I'm not sure who they have at the other right tackle position or the other interior offensive lineman. But, they definitely got their left tackle of the future. I mean, Orlando Brown Jr., he looked pretty good with the Baltimore Ravens. He did play right tackle there, but he should be able to convert, to left tackle. His dad, he's got a great pedigree. His dad was, I think he's a Hall of Fame left tackle, Orlando Brown, for the Baltimore Ravens. So, Chiefs, they're making moves. I don't know why. Baltimore, why y'all trade them to an AFC team? I mean, why do that? Why not trade them to an NFC team? I don't know. Doesn't make sense for Baltimore Ravens, but they got nice compensation for Orlando Brown. So, Chiefs are still making moves. Looks like Niners All Day says, I wish the pressers were longer. I want to get more info. Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that. I was telling my fiance, I was like, dang, this is kind of short. The press conference was only like 30 minutes. There wasn't even that many questions. I think there was less than 10 questions asked. So I don't know if that was probably the plan. But yeah, that was an interesting press conference. I mean, what stood out to me, let's see. Lynch said that he defers to Shanahan on draft picks, especially offensive players. I mean, we kind of knew that, but it was interesting to hear Lynch actually say that because, when teams do their scouting, they don't just scout. Their scouting doesn't start at the end of the season. They have scouts in season who go to colleges, who scout players. And obviously Shanahan most likely isn't on those trips because he's coaching the team during the season. So Lynch and his team of scouts, they obviously scout all the college players, and they have grades on all the players, and then obviously they forward that information to Shanahan. But yeah, it was interesting to hear Lynch actually say that, this pick basically is what Shanahan wants, but I think that's a wise decision, because Shanahan, he is one of the greatest offensive play callers and play designers that we have in the NFL. And, this is the first time that Shanahan has the opportunity to pick his quarterback of the future that he can coach, for the next decade. So that was interesting to hear Lynch say that. Also, Shanahan said that there's 5 quarterbacks that they liked, and that's why they traded from pick 12 down into the top 3, pick 3. And I had heard that they wanted to get pick 2, but that the Jets weren't playing that. The Jets didn't want to take their call because, Jets were going to take a quarterback. So they definitely didn't want to do that with the Jets. But that's interesting that Shanahan said that there's 5 quarterbacks that they were interested in because I'm sure they had a feeling that Lawrence wouldn't be there and that Zach Wilson wouldn't be there. And I firmly believe that Shanahan believes so much in his scheme, in his playbook, that he can pick any of those 3 quarterbacks left and they'll do an excellent job, whether it's Jones, Fields, or Lance. That's what I honestly believe that Shanahan believes. So that's one thing that I noticed in the press conference. Let me know if there's anything that if you guys saw the press conference, if there's anything that stood out to you or anything that you learned in that press conference. Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments section. Let me know what you guys thought. Let's see. Redder says, give me 1 second. My comment section just erased on me. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Redder says, let me get back to it. Redder says his favorite South Carolina player of all time is Deebo Samuel. Yeah, Deebo was an excellent draft selection by the Niners. And it's funny because, before Deebo, when was the last time the Niners drafted like an excellent first-round receiver or even day 1 or day 2 receiver? Like, it's been a while since we drafted a receiver who's actually like really panned out. I think we drafted Brandon Lloyd, in the early 2000s. But we've definitely had some whiffs, prior to Lynch and Shanahan. I know we drafted Crabtree. He was an excellent receiver. Drafted Vernon Davis, who's an excellent tight end. And then there was a large gap after that. We didn't really select a wide receiver in the first 2 rounds or 3 rounds that actually, panned out. So, and Lynch has done it in back-to-back seasons with Deebo and Ayuk. So we'll see if the 3rd time's a charm and we can get another receiver in this year's draft. Damian Lee says he wants a Jerry Rice jersey with the patch. Now, Jerry Rice jersey would be sweet. I didn't even think about the all-time players. But, yeah, Jerry Rice, any Jerry Rice jersey would be sweet. But with the patch, that would be dope. I was thinking even Deion Sanders. Like, I know he only played 1 year, but it's prime time. He's probably considered the best, in my eyes, the best cornerback who ever played in the NFL. So prime time would be nice too. I would say Brian Young would be a good jersey with the patch on it. I would say Colin Kaepernick. That would be a good jersey to get with the patch on it. Those are the players that come to mind automatically. So, of course, Joe Montana, Steve Young, those would also be nice as well. So Nicho says he would want Deebo or Kyle Juszczyk for the 75 pass. Those would be nice jerseys too. And we all know how special and unique Kyle Juszczyk is for this 49ers offense. So yeah, those 2 would be nice. Looks like Niners All Day says it's laggy or it's just me. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's let me know if it's still laggy. I know these comments are maybe a minute or 2 old, but yeah, I'm not sure why. I got to look into that. But yeah, thanks for letting me know. Hopefully you guys can still hear me well though. Looks like Doink Production says, imagine if Tampa trades for Jimmy. Tampa would be pissed. Yeah, I don't think they would do that. I don't think they would trade for Jimmy G. I don't think so. I wouldn't be surprised though if the Buccaneers draft a quarterback though. I could definitely see the Buccaneers drafting a quarterback to study behind, Tom Brady. I could see that. I thought that's why the Buccaneers got Josh Rosen to study behind TB12, learn the ropes. But, now we have Josh Rosen. So, but yeah, I can definitely see the Buccaneers drafting a quarterback in this year's draft. Looks like Niners All Day says, never mind, it's good. Okay, cool. Let's see. Redder says, my favorite player on the 49ers is Deebo, then Kinlaw. It looks like, I could tell you're a little biased because you're a South Carolina fan. So, yeah, hopefully they do well. Hopefully they make you proud coming from South Carolina, Debo and Kinlaw. So we'll see. We might. I think J.C. Horn went to South Carolina too. So hopefully we could trade back up into the first round and pick another South Carolina football player, in J.C. Horn. I think he went to South Carolina, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Osby Sports, what's good? Make sure you guys check out Osby Sports. Great YouTuber. Talks about all types of sports. He is a 49er fan, and I enjoy watching your content, Osby Sports. And thanks for tuning in to my live stream, man. I appreciate you. Looks like Osby says he better get this pick right. If not, in 3 years, he'll be gone. Yeah, that's what I've heard, too. If Shanahan, doesn't pick the right quarterback, it could be all bad for him. But he did sign a contract extension, I believe. Was it this offseason or last offseason? It was one of the two. But he signed a contract extension, so he'll be here for a long time. But, yeah, I mean, this is a huge pick not only for Shanahan, but this is a huge pick for the 49ers franchise. We haven't picked a quarterback in the top 3 since Alex Smith. And, that didn't really work out. Alex Smith obviously struggled, but yeah, that didn't really work out. So hopefully Shanahan gets this pick right, man. Thanks for your comment, Osby. Looks like Redder says, what if the 49ers drafted Aaron Rodgers? I know, right? Oh, man. I know, right? I mean, but who knows? Because, Aaron Rodgers sat, I think for the first 2 or 3 seasons he was with the Packers. Now, we don't know how Aaron Rodgers would have played with the Niners if he started from day one. He had multiple different offensive coordinators. Like, Alex Smith, when he was here, he had an offensive coordinator, a different offensive coordinator, like every year of his career with the Niners. I think except for 4 seasons. So I want to say in 2010, he had Jimmy Ray. And then also the following season, he had Jimmy Ray. And then when Harbaugh came, Harbaugh brought over Greg Roman. And I believe Alex Smith had 2 years under Greg Roman. So those were the only years where he had a consistent voice in his head, a consistent playbook, consistent plays, consistent play calls. So obviously that doesn't help a young quarterback, but we don't know how Aaron Rodgers would have, reacted or played in that situation. But clearly, Aaron Rodgers had, the better career, and he's considered the better, quarterback. But Alex Smith, he had a pretty good career, with 3 different teams. Who knows how he would still be probably the starting quarterback for Washington, if he didn't have that, leg injury. So looks like Damian Lee says he wants to see more Richie James. Well, I mean, Richie, he's solid. He's solid. I feel like we should probably get another receiver, though. I think we need a veteran presence, a veteran route runner. Now, what do you guys think? I heard this rumor. That the good old ATL Falcons are taking calls for Julio Jones. That's right. The Atlanta Falcons are taking calls for Julio Jones. What do you guys think about that? I know Julio, he's got those foot injuries. He makes a ton of money. But he has played in Shanahan's system before. What do you guys think about Julio Jones? Maybe trading for Julio Jones. Only thing is he's an injury-prone player, so part of me would be like no, but I mean he would definitely elevate the wide receiver room. That's for sure. He would definitely elevate it. So let me know what you guys think. Looks like Matt says, if we're talking with receivers in the draft, I say Shi Smith. All right, yeah, I've heard good things about Shi. I'm not sure if he's going to be if he's a first-round draft talent. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where he might get picked, but if he's like a day 2 or day 3, the Niners should definitely look at him because obviously with our first-round pick, we're going quarterback, and unless we draft back into the first round, our next pick won't be until the second round. I believe it's pick 43. And we definitely need to get a corner. I would love it if Lynch traded back into the first round, maybe with the New York Giants at pick 11, and picked up J.C. Horn. That'd be nice. We'd have our quarterback of the future. We have our cornerback, and then he could learn under Jason Verrett and possibly challenge Emmanuel Mosley for the starting position. So that would be amazing if we could do that. Nicho TV, what's good? Looks like Nicho says, I don't think Max sucks, but don't want him to be our franchise quarterback. Emmanuel Sanders will be great for the new quarterback along with Ayuk and Debo. Yeah, I know, right? Emmanuel Sanders would have been excellent, but he did resign, he was cut by the Saints in the offseason, and then he signed with the Buffalo Bills. So unfortunately, Emmanuel Sanders is no longer available. And I agree with you, Nicho. Mac doesn't suck. He had an excellent college career, but, I feel like they're better players. They're more upper echelon players the Niners should definitely consider. Redder 2 says, yes, sir, Shy Smith. Okay, he's from South Carolina as well. Okay. And Niners All Day says, Shy is a baller. All right. Looks like Redder says you could snag Shy in the 5th round. Wow. Yeah, we should definitely look at him then. Yeah, it looks like Redder also says that would be a steal. Okay. That would be interesting. We definitely need to get some more depth at the wide receiver position. Looks like Matt says the Ravens were expecting a 2nd or a 3rd round for Orlando Brown, but they end with the 1st. Yeah, because, there's some desperate teams out there. And the left tackle position, that's a premium position in the NFL. Everyone has to have, an exceptional left tackle, because that's the quarterback's blind side if the quarterback is right-handed. Even though the defensive ends, they can switch to the right side or, left side or whatever. But usually you want a great left tackle like Trent Williams, the best left tackle in the NFL. You want someone like Trent to, have the quarterback's blind side, protect the quarterback's blind side. So it's like Damian says, our O-line needs to get younger, trade McGlinchey, and get that tackle out of Stanford. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, the tackle out of Stanford. I forgot his name, but I know you're talking about. Our offensive line definitely needs to get younger. That's for sure. And we could definitely get offensive linemen in the day 2 and day 3 of the draft. I'm not sure if you read, or excuse me, I'm not sure if you saw the press conference today with Lynch and Shanahan, Damian, but a reporter asked Lynch if the Niners were going to exercise that 5th-year option on McGlinchey's contract. And Lynch, without a doubt, said, yes, we're absolutely going to, exercise that 5th-year option. So the Niners and McGlinchey will still have a partnership for the following season. And McGlinchey would get paid like $10 million. So, but, that doesn't mean that if a team offers the Niners, hey, we'll give you a 1st-round pick for McGlinchey, Lynch and Shanahan may say, hey, that's a great deal. They may execute that trade, but I think we should give McGlinchey another shot. He had 2 excellent years when Staley was here. Last year, I feel like that was a blip, and hopefully this year he will start a new trend. He'll get better in the trenches at pass blocking, because if you look at some of the lowlights of McGlinchey last year, whew. If you look at the lowlights of McGlinchey last year in passing situation, McGlinchey was getting blown up. I mean, he was getting pushed over. It was nothing nice, that's for sure. But hopefully McGlinchey will have a bounce back year, and hopefully he'll put on a little bit of weight, because he was getting bulldozed. But I'm happy. I think we should keep McGlinchey at least for another year, unless someone offers a trade we can't refuse. So Niners All Day says, I like Anthony Schwartz from Auburn. He ran a 4.25 and has great acceleration. He's one of my faves in the 4th or 5th round. Speed kills, man. Every team wants speed at the wide receiver position, and yeah, if that's accurate, ran a 4.25 in the 40, the Niners should definitely be looking at him. because, we can't rely. Fortunately, we just can't rely on Juwan Jennings and Hurd. Juwan Jennings and Jalen Hurd. We just can't rely on them. They've been hurt the last 2 years. They're almost kind of like D Ford, unfortunately. I mean, what do we really expect to get from D Ford this year? I mean, I don't think we'll get much from D Ford. Hopefully he can play in obvious third down passing situations and he can rush the passer. But, D Ford is not playing, he's not an every down defensive end anymore, I don't think, I'd be surprised to see that. But hopefully D Ford at least can play in spurts, because I'm not satisfied with the wide receiver group. That's the only thing that I wouldn't say Lynch has failed in free agency at the wide receiver position, but we got to get better. I just don't feel like, we got enough talent. Because if you look at the wide receivers in our division, Seattle has Ty Lockett and Metcalf. The Rams have Woods and Kupp. Cardinals have A.J. Green and DeAndre Hopkins. And we got Debo and Ayuk, which is a good young core, but we need to add another vet wide receiver. And Mohamed Sanu, I think we can get better than that. That's just how I feel. It's like Doink says in response to Niners All Day, I've seen him and Seth Williams play in person. They're ballers. Okay. You're getting in-person testimony. All right. Looks like Redder says he likes Seth Williams too. And Redder also says he has him as a third round pick. Okay. And now going back to that 49ers pre-draft press conference, I mentioned that Shanahan said that there are 5 quarterbacks that the 49ers liked, and that's why they traded up into the top 3. And Shanahan specifically said the 49ers were worried they would miss their guy if they waited at pick 12. Now, that's probably accurate because I do feel at least 4 of the 5 quarterbacks, that's Lawrence, Wilson, Fields, Lance, and Jones, they're probably going to get picked in the top 10. You could easily say that 3 of the 5 were going to get picked in the first 3 picks, and I would just find it hard to believe that the rest of the 2 quarterbacks, whoever's left, will last past the top 10. I find that hard to believe. Denver could trade up, Washington could trade up, the Patriots could trade up to snag one of the 2 quarterbacks, first-round talent quarterbacks, I should say. So that's why the Niners moved up to pick 3, because they felt that they would miss their guy if they stayed at pick 12. Shanahan feels really good at pick 3 because he knows he's got 3 of the best quarterback prospects left, and he believes in his system. He knows that, whichever quarterback he gets, he can make the best situation out of. And of course, Shanahan won't say if the 49ers have decided on pick 3. He played that close to the vest, him and Lynch, but they're doing their job. That's what they're supposed to do. They're not going to tell who they're going to pick, obviously. Looks like Redder also says he likes Wallace, also out of Oklahoma State. Tylan Wallace, okay. Doink also says, I think Javonte Williams will be a good addition to the Niners in the second round. Let me know which position Javonte plays. That name sounds familiar, but I can't think of what position he plays, so let me know. Damian says, trade back into the first to get Terrence Marshall from LSU. I agree. We need to trade back in the first. We've got a ton of picks. I believe we still have 9 picks in the draft, I think. I mean, we've got a ton of picks. With Lynch adding those players in free agency, Hurst, Arden Key, defensive line is pretty much set. Maybe we'll get an edge rusher in day 3, but I think that, we've already got a lot of talent on the defensive line. We got a running back. We got Wayne Gallman in free agency. The running back room, is pretty full. So I would be a little surprised if we drafted a running back. But if we did, maybe it would be like a day 3 pick, and maybe that player could start off on the practice squad or something. But we've shored up the defensive line. The linebackers were good. Secondary, maybe we could get a safety, maybe in the draft. But I think we should utilize trading back in to try to get more of the higher end talent. I think we should trade back in either to get a wide receiver or a corner. That's what I would say. Looks like Redder says he doesn't know if they need a running back that bad. Yeah, we don't. We definitely. I would be surprised if we take a running back within the first 3 to 4 rounds. Unless there's someone who the Niners value highly, and they feel like that player has failed in the draft, and they're like, okay, well, we have to get this running back. They're valued as a 3rd round pick, but they're still waiting, and it's the 5th round. Then maybe I could see that. But the running back room is pretty full right now. If we bring a running back in and they can't beat out, they're not going to beat out Mostert and Wilson. So they can beat out Hasty or Gallman, then they'll probably be on the practice squad. So I would just be surprised if we get a running back in the, in the first 3 to 4 rounds of the draft. It's like Niners all day. In response to Doink says, I would not be mad at that, but I think we need to take care of cornerback first. Exactly. Hopefully Shanahan, can trade back into the first round, get one of the top cornerbacks, like J.C. Horn or something like that. I did a mock draft on my YouTube. And I appreciate you guys liking the stream. I appreciate you guys liking the stream, subscribing to your boy, Jay in the Bay, YouTube, IG, Twitter. Appreciate you guys supporting me. But I did a mock draft, and I did a situation where I traded with the New York Giants for their 11th overall pick. And I think I gave up like 2 picks in this year's draft and a 2nd round pick next year. And that trade was accepted. I know it was PFF. I know it's just a simulation, but maybe that's a position the Niners could key on. Maybe going at the 11th pick or the 10th pick or the 12th pick and trying to get a top cornerback like J.C. Horn. I think that would be, very beneficial for the Niners. Looks like Redder says his favorite wide receivers are also Rondale Moore. Yeah, Rondale Moore out of Purdue. I heard about him. Or Dwayne Eskridge out of Western Michigan. Yeah, I think Rondale Moore is like a late 1st round pick. Like I've been seeing him get picked in the later rounds of the 1st round. So maybe like pick 25 through 32 or something like that. So that could be an option for the Niners because I believe Brandon Ayuk was drafted at pick 25 or something like that when he was drafted. So that could be an option for the Niners as well. Looks like Damian Lee says, I also want Brent Jones jersey. Brent Jones, that would be nice. Yeah. Brent Jones, the big bruising tight end, that would be nice with that new patch. And it looks like Redder confirms for me that J.C. Horn is from South Carolina. Yeah, I thought he was. And I've heard that too, that J.C. Horn is the 2nd best corner in the draft behind Surtain. I mean, I've heard in the mock drafts, you do see Surtain getting picked as a 1st corner. He's got that great pedigree. His dad obviously played at a high level. But some people say J.C. Horn is a little bit better, but we'll see what comes to fruition. And Matt says they'll need to trade up for Horn. No, exactly. Yeah. In order to get J.C. Horn, he's probably a top 15 pick. So we would have to trade up, in pick 10 through 15 in order to get him, maybe 10 through 13 to get him. Because the Cowboys, I believe they're expected to pick a cornerback in this year's draft. I'm not sure who the other two. I know Denver, they could get a cornerback, but they might get a quarterback. I don't know if they're sold on what's the quarterback? Denver, forgot his name, but I don't know if they're sold on him. So they might get a quarterback. The Broncos in the 1st round. Looks like Redder says Shi Smith in the 5th could definitely happen. Definitely. And Redder says he's a receiver from South Carolina. Okay. Looks like Damian says he lost respect for the Washington football team. Alex Smith said on podcast that most of his teammates weren't supportive. Wow, during his recovery. Dang. That's crazy. I didn't hear about that. That sucks. I wonder why they were like that, man. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, I never heard of that. Anyone else heard of that? That a lot of Alex Smith's teammates weren't supportive of him during his recovery. That's crazy. That's sad, but yeah, I didn't know about that, Damien. Thanks for sharing. Sports with LT, what's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream. He says, do you think the Patriots would trade up for a quarterback? That's what I've been hearing, that the Patriots could trade up to get a quarterback. Obviously Cam Newton, he's not he hasn't signed a long-term extension with the Patriots. He's on a 1-year deal. And he's not the quarterback of the future for the Patriots. So, yeah, the Patriots could trade up, maybe with them good old ATL Falcons. Maybe he'll trade up with the ATL Falcons to get, the next best quarterback. So that could be Mac Jones, or it could be Justin Fields or Trey Lance. We'll see. Nicho says, I don't think the Patriots will trade up for a quarterback. They got Cam, and now he has help. But talking about the 49ers, Cam would be good, but they want someone young. But I want Trey Lance. Yeah, that's an option. Patriots could trade up to get, a future quarterback. But, we'll see what happens. The Patriots could also get a quarterback in the later rounds. They could get a Kellen Mond. They could get a Kyle Trask. So we'll see what happens. Nicho says, if you want to talk about bulldozers, talk to Trent Williams. First game on the Niners, he absolutely obliterated someone. I know, right? I'm glad we solidified the left side of the offensive line. I think, Trent Williams and Laken Tomlinson are a good fit. And I think, our offensive line will be set for the next few years. And, I'm glad we got Trent Williams back in that red and gold, baby. Looks like Niners All Day says he thinks if we are keeping Jimmy, we are expecting him to get injured. I think it has to be Fields. He's probably the most ready between Lance and Jones. Fields is ready to compete. Mac would lose to Rosen. I mean, you would hope Rosen would have an advantage. He should know a little bit of the Shanahan offensive playbook. He should know that. I think at this point, Jimmy getting hurt is not, wouldn't be a shock, unfortunately. He had that ACL injury. He got hurt, missed most of the games last year due to the ankle injury. And, the 49ers I thought that the 49ers had to improve the quarterback room. They got Rosen, they got Sudfeld, still have Josh Johnson, and now I think we'll complete that process by, drafting our future quarterback. Looks like Splash Out says, who do you think that the Niners should draft? So I like a dynamic quarterback. I like a quarterback that has a strong arm, can read defenses, has good feet, can make moves out of the pocket when need to. And I think Lance and Fields fit that description. So I'm happy with either Lance or Fields. And hopefully they'll sit their rookie year with the Niners. And hopefully we keep Jimmy G. And Jimmy G starts the full season. Because I don't expect to see the rookie quarterback in. I expect to see them in preseason, of course, Jimmy should start the season. Rookie quarterbacks should not play unless – and even if Jimmy gets hurt, would the rookie quarterback be better at this point than Rosen, Sudfeld? I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens in the preseason. So, yeah, but Splash Out, definitely Fields or Lance. And then we still got to address the cornerback, the cornerback position, interior offensive lineman, probably offensive tackle, and wide receiver, and probably safety. Those are our needs. Niners All Day, of course, he's still conducting that Fields choo train. Let's see. Niners All Day says, I just want it to be Thursday already. We'd be watching the draft right now if it was Thursday. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and speaking of the draft, I do plan on doing a live stream. I don't think I'll live stream the entire draft, honestly. I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm not going to do the entire draft, but most likely I'll definitely do, the first, probably at least the first 5 picks, and then go from there. But so, yeah, if you guys can hop on with me, give me your reaction to who we picked, that would be greatly appreciated. Because I know there's going to be a lot of people live streaming the NFL draft. So But yeah, if you guys could come on, let me know how you guys feel about the pick we had on Thursday, the first round pick quarterback. That would be dope. We could converse. And Splash Out. We were thinking alike. He says, "Are you going to live stream the draft?" Yeah. So I just do most likely the top 5 picks, maybe top 10 picks. We'll see what happens. But at least the top 5. So let's see. Niners All Day says, not sure if you know him, but Simi Fiuka would be a great replacement for Bourne. He's a baller. Check him out. Yeah, I have. Excuse me. I will have to Google him. I don't know about him. Looks like Nicho says, I don't really pay attention to college football, but if it will benefit the Niners or are insane with talent, I will definitely check out Simi. Okay. Well, I'll have to check him out. John Day, what's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream. Looks like Kyle Shanahan avoids answering Jimmy G's question by claiming everyone on the team can die by Sunday. I haven't heard about that. But I mean, it's Lynch Shanahan's job to continue to improve the team, and no one's job is really safe. Every position is replaceable. So, Niners Nation, what's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream, man. Looks like he agrees with John Day's quote. But give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. Okay. Faithful. I'm back. All right. So speaking of the draft, I can't wait till Thursday. And it can't come any sooner, Faithful. I can't wait. We only what's today? Monday? So we 3 days away? I can't wait. Let's get back to those comments. Let's see. Something says that well. Oh yeah? Looks like Nicho says, I really don't want to think Jimmy G leaving. He literally was a big piece to the Super Bowl team and became a big fan of Jimmy, but we will have to move on. Now, I feel you, Nicho. Jimmy G was an integral part of taking the Niners to the Super Bowl. Jimmy G was an integral part in getting us to the Super Bowl, baby. Anyone who denies that, that's your opinion. But when Jimmy G was playing at an optimum level, I felt like he was playing, that 2019 Super Bowl season, he was playing at an excellent level, and he helped guide us to the Super Bowl, baby. We had the great running game, we had the great defense, and Jimmy G was a big part of that. Yeah, I feel you though, Nicho. Unfortunately, we do have to move on from Jimmy because he can't prove that he can be a healthy player for all 16 games. And, the best ability is availability. Looks like, let me get back to that comment. Let's see. That was Nicho. Okay, looks like Niners Nation says, would you want the 49ers to draft Troy Warner in the 5th? He's Fred Warner's brother. Yeah, I've heard of him. I believe he plays the safety position. I mean, I want to get the best player available. Whichever pick we have. I ain't gonna lie, I haven't really watched tape or film on Troy Warner. I mean, how good is he? I don't know. I mean, I know he went to BYU, but I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. If he's the best player available, then yeah, let's do it. Looks like 49ers Z-Boy. What's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream. All right. He says, 49ers Z-Boy says, how you doing? I'm doing good, man. How you doing, 49ers Z-Boy? Thanks for coming through to the stream. I'm doing good. I love conversing about red and gold, them Niners. And today was a big day. Did you hear about those patches that just came out, 49ers Z-Boy? The 49ers got some new patches that just came out, 75th anniversary. I can't wait to get a new jersey, The Ayuk Show. Can't wait to get an Ayuk jersey, that new patch on it. If you haven't checked it out, check out that new patch. The 49ers just debuted it, Z-Boy. Looks like John says, how would you rank each position by need for this upcoming draft? Let's see. So, I mean, I'm fine with Jimmy G playing, starting next year. But it's clear that Shanahan wants, his quarterback of the future. So obviously the quarterback will be the number one need for the upcoming draft. We got to get a cornerback. If you look at our cornerback room right now, Emmanuel Mosley is the only player who's on a multi-year contract, which, he's on a 2-year deal. Verrett's on a 1-year deal. K'Wan Williams is on a 1-year deal. And, everyone else is on pretty much a 1-year deal. So that's definitely a huge need for us, in this year's draft. We got to get younger at corner. Hopefully we can trade back up into the first round to get, a great corner. Also, we need to get, so it's quarterback, corner. I would say the next need would probably be, we got to get a receiver. We got to get better at receiver. I feel like Lynch solidified the offensive line, but I won't be surprised if we do get offensive lineman. But I would say quarterback, corner, receiver, interior offensive lineman. We'll probably get a safety because the only safety who's on a multi-year contract is Jimmy Ward. So safety, but we also got to get quarterback, corner, wide receiver, interior offensive lineman, and then we'll probably get a safety. Those would probably be. And I would have said running back, but we re-signed Wayne Gallman from the New York Giants. So we're good on running backs. And about a week or two ago, I was thinking we should get another edge rusher. But, we signed Arden Key. So we're good on those areas. Looks like Nicho says, my brother hates on Jimmy G all the time. We always have debates. Sometimes dinner becomes a yelling course. That's funny. Yeah, no, I mean, it seems like the fan base is split. Either people love Jimmy G or, they dislike Jimmy G. When I'm watching the game last year on Sunday with my fiance, she would always say, why is he throwing the ball to the other team? Why is he always doing that? And, that is an aspect of Jimmy's game where he's got to get better. He's got to cut down on his turnovers. And he's got to have better decision making. But I think that'll help with the revamped offensive line. The offensive line will be much better. There'll be another veteran under center. Alex Mack has done it for years. He played great in Kyle Shanahan's system with the Atlanta Falcons. Alex Mack, he can point out the middle linebacker. He can adjust the protection of the offensive line. So he'll definitely help Jimmy G in that aspect. So. But yeah, we got to give Jimmy his respect. He's an excellent player. Let's see. Z-Boy says, hey, you got the hat. That's right. What y'all think? What y'all think of the draft hat? Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure. Honestly, when I saw it online, I was like, it looks okay. But then when I saw it in the store, I was like, oh, okay, it actually looks better. It looks better when you see it up close. But when I saw it on the internet, I didn't think it looked that good, but up close in person, I was like, oh yeah, this looks pretty good. So yeah, I'm glad I got it. Looks like, and thanks. I appreciate you mentioning that. Looks like Niners All Day says So this is Niners all day draft needs. So he says quarterback, cornerback, looks like offensive tackle, interior offensive lineman, and edge. So I agree with everything except, I mean, our defensive end room is pretty stacked. I think I mentioned it before. Let's see. Our defensive end, here's who we have on our defensive ends. Now, obviously, this isn't set in stone. Players can get cut and traded. But right now, we have Eric Armstead. We got Samson Ebukam. We got Nick Bosa. Still got D Ford. Got Deshaun Hall, Kentavious Street, Jordan Willis, and then we got Arden Key. So that's 8 players. So that's a lot of players on the defensive line. But obviously, players get hurt. Some players could go to the practice squad. Some players could get traded. But yeah, I mean, we could get an edge rusher maybe in the day 3 of the draft. But I definitely think so. It looks like Niners all day. So it looks like you're. I didn't see a wide receiver on your needs. So you think we good on wide receivers? Niners all day. So you're okay with Richie James, Debo, Ayuk, and Mohamed Sanu, Juwan Jennings, and Jalen Hurd. Let me know if you're set with that, because I think we definitely need to get better wide receivers. Looks like Damian Lee says being healthy is the best availability. I like Jimmy, but he isn't durable. Exactly. And that's one of the things that Shanahan said in the press conference today. He said, Jimmy G's a good quarterback, but unfortunately, he hasn't been healthy 2 of the last 3 years. And Shanahan said, so that's why we want to move up to get a franchise quarterback to improve the team. That's what Shanahan said. And, it does suck for Jimmy, but this is professional sports. He hasn't been healthy, and when he's not in the game, the team isn't the same. The offense doesn't perform well. It looks like John says, how about tight end, though, with Jordan Reid retiring? I know, right? I mean, I was definitely disappointed with that, with Jordan Reid retiring. Obviously, it's, of course, it's his decision to make. He's making the best decision for his family. But, Jordan Reed's a talented player, very good tight end, but he just couldn't stay healthy. He had those concussion issues. He's also had various foot issues, knee issues. Like, he even got hurt last year with the Niners. So I just wish we could have saw more of Jordan Reed and Kittle together. Like, I felt like that would have been a nice thing to see. I think they definitely would have been very productive together. Looks like Nicho says, since we need a cornerback, we can get Troy Warner, but get a different cornerback earlier just in case one of them isn't the talent we needed. Yeah, I think if the 49ers don't trade any of their picks this year, I could definitely see us getting multiple corners, multiple offensive linemen, like a guard, interior offensive lineman, and also a tackle. I could definitely see us getting a lot of depth in that area along the offensive line and corners, because we got to get younger, at that cornerback position, because we only have Vrett's on a 1-year deal. Unfortunately, he's been injured a lot of his career. And last year, some would say it could be a blip last year that he was healthy 15 out of 16 games, but hopefully it's a trend. Hopefully he will be healthy for this coming season, like at least 15, 16 games. And Tommy Huxley, what's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream, Tommy. Let's see. Nicho says, I don't think we need a tight end because with Kittle, we're fine, and Ross at backup can have pretty good games sometimes. Yeah, Ross Durrelli, he's solid. Like he does everything well, just nothing great. But he's a solid tight end. And of course with Kittle, we're set there. I don't know who I would have to look to see who else is behind Kittle on the roster at the tight end spot, because I can only think of right now Kittle and Dwelly. I know we released the tight end, Charlie Warner. Let's see who else do we have on the roster as a tight end. Let's see. And looks like Tommy says there are so many receivers in the draft. Please, no one in the second round. So who do you want us to draft in the second round? If we don't get a receiver in the second round, Tommy, who do you want us to draft in the second round of the draft? Let me know in them comments. Let's see. So, of course, we got Kittle at tight end. Jordan Reid retired. And let's see. And then Charlie Warner was released. So, yeah, right now, we only have Ross Dwelly and George Kittle at the tight end position. I don't see. I mean, Kyle Juszczyk, he could play tight end, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners pick up maybe a veteran free agent in the tight end spot, or maybe draft the tight end in the day 3 of the draft. Delaney Walker. Delaney Walker, I believe, is still out there. I know he's a veteran tight end. What does he have left in the tank? We could bring him on, but we'll see. Yeah, since we only have two tight ends, we probably would draft one, I would think, or unless we get a veteran free agent like Delaney Walker or something. Nicho says, actually, we should get a tight end, but don't need a big star. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we won't draft a tight end in the first 3 rounds or 4 rounds of the draft. I don't see it. He might be like a day 3 selection. Niners All Day says, I got the hat as well, and it's on the way. Yeah, man. I like the hat. It was sold out at a few stores where I'm at. But fortunately, I was able to get it. And, yeah, it's a nice hat. It's a unique hat. It's a draft hat. First time I've gotten a draft hat, so I like it. Looks like Niners All Day says he wants to take out edge for receiver. Okay. Yeah, because, we got a lot of players at the edge position on the team already, but we definitely got to get a wide receiver. Looks like John Boy says, who's your ideal second-round pick this draft? I would say most likely, if Asante Samuel II is there, that'd be nice. Asante Samuel in the second round would be nice because we definitely need to get younger, at that cornerback position. Or actually, is it? Yeah, I think it is Asante Samuel Jr. It's either, because I think Patrick Surtain II, he's scheduled to be like the first cornerback probably drafted in the first round. But yeah, I would say Asante Samuel Jr., the corner. Hopefully he's there. Maybe we can even trade up to the first pick or second pick of the second round to get Asante Samuel. That would be nice. But cornerback should be the move unless, because I think the second round pick most likely should be a player that has a chance of starting. I think if we draft an offensive lineman like a guard or something, unless they beat out Brunskill, I'd be surprised. But I don't see an offensive lineman starting who we draft unless, barring someone getting hurt. But, yeah, I think we should definitely get a corner, I would say. Looks like Damian Lee says Niners need to keep an eye on Bridgewater situation in Carolina. I bet he gets cut or traded. I think Teddy would be good here. Interesting. Teddy does make, he's not making minimum wage in the NFL now. Teddy's making I think he's making like $15 million a year. That's a lot of money to pay a backup quarterback, Damian. What you think about that? That's a lot of money, to pay, because we would be paying Jimmy $25, the first round quarterback that he's making, I think his bonus would be a lot. I'm not sure what he would be making per year. And then we also got the other quarterbacks. If the Panthers cut Teddy and maybe we assign Teddy as maybe a vet minimum, but I don't even know if he would come to the Niners because, he probably knows he's not going to start. He probably wants to go to a situation where he can start, but to be totally honest, Damian, at this point, I don't think Teddy would start on a team this year, barring injury. I don't see it. And Teddy's a solid quarterback, but he's not great. Looks like Tommy says corner in the second. I agree. Definitely got to get a corner in the second. Hopefully, my dream scenario would be trading back into the first to pick up J.C. Horn, because we got a lot of picks. We should be able to, package a few picks, move up into the first round. That would be a dream for me. That would be like a dream scenario. We get the franchise quarterback. We get the first or second best corner available, and that would be the dream scenario for me. Looks like Nicho says, gotta leave, Jay. Let's see who we get. I'm going to do a stream or review on the draft, so if you want to check that out, when I post it, come through. Keep racking up those subs. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I'll definitely check you out, Nicho. And, yeah, come back through, draft night, and then we could converse about who the Niners drafted. So I definitely check you out, Nicho. Appreciate your content. Thanks for coming through. Looks like Niners All Day says Fields going to be wearing that hat. That's right. Yep. Hopefully, if it's Fields or Lance, yeah. If it's gonna be if it's Mac Jones, I'm like, man. Yeah, I just don't see it at pick 3. I don't see it. I don't see it at pick 3. Going back to the 49ers pre-draft press conference today. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that stood out. Let's see. I think a reporter asked John Lynch, how is Jimmy G? What is Jimmy G thoughts about the Niners, drafting, trading up to get a quarterback? And I think Lynch said that, Jimmy has been a professional. He's been attending the virtual meetings, and he plans on being at the virtual workout. So that's good that Jimmy G is still being a professional. And, if I was Jimmy, yeah, I would be a little disappointed. But, you got to look yourself in the mirror, Unfortunately, Jimmy, you just haven't been durable. You missed 2 of the last 3 years, and there's a reason the Niners are, moving in a direction to improve the quarterback room and possibly draft a quarterback that's going to replace you. But, Jimmy, he's got to come in, with the fire lit under him. And if he balls out this year, he's going to get traded to a team and, get a long-term contract extension. So Jimmy's got a lot to prove this year. And for me, for Jimmy, it was never about his play on the field. I felt like he was adequate enough to win, and he's proven that. But for me and a lot of other fans, I'm sure it's the, inability to stay healthy. So looks like Watkins Sports, what's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream. He says, what quarterback would you pick since y'all like all of them? I know, right? I mean, in the press conference today, Shanahan said there's 5 QBs that, are the cream of the crop. And basically he was saying, hey, we pick one of those 5, we'll be in good shape. Now, if it was me taking a quarterback, I want someone who's not only accurate, who's smart, read defenses. They can move in and out the pocket. They can roll out right or left to extend plays, to allow the wide receivers to get open. And they could also run the ball if they need to, pick up a first down. And that quarterback, for me, would either be Lance or Fields. And that's what I would roll with. But obviously, it's Kyle's decision. And we'll see what happens on draft night, baby. And thanks for coming through, Watkins. Looks like Damien says, tell Jimmy G. Tell me how you really feel, Damien. He says, tell Jimmy G to hit the streets. And then signed Teddy. Well, Teddy is still, on contract with the Carolina Panthers. He's making a pretty penny, making about $15 million per year. But I mean, would you really want Teddy Bridgewater over Jimmy G? I mean, what y'all think in the comments? Is Teddy B better than Jimmy G? I don't know about all that. I think you've gone too far, Damon. I don't know about all that. I think I would take Jimmy G over Teddy. I think so. I mean, Teddy, he had the horrible knee injury in Minnesota. a few years back. You know, he looked good in New Orleans when he was a starting quarterback for New Orleans for about 4 to 6 games. He looked good. With Carolina, I felt like he does everything well, Teddy B. Like he does things well, but he doesn't necessarily put you over the top. And I know he was without Christian McCaffrey last year, you know, one of the better running backs in the NFL. But clearly, Matt Rule and the Panthers brass didn't care about that because they, you know, as soon as they could, they went after and traded for Sam Darnold. So clearly they don't believe that Teddy B is the future. So Ronnie Morgan, what's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream. And tell Big Low I said, what's good? It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. Thanks for coming through to the stream. Let's see. Walking Sports says, Teddy is not better than Jimmy G. I don't think so. Nah. Teddy hasn't proven, Teddy hasn't proven over a consistent amount of time for me that he's better than Jimmy. You know, I've seen him play. Like, he's solid, but he don't do nothing great. You know, he's not a difference maker, honestly. I mean, yeah, he got a raw deal, Minnesota, you know, but he got hurt. Minnesota moved on. You know, he was the backup with New Orleans. Maybe if Breeze would have retired a year or two sooner, maybe Teddy B could be the franchise quarterback for the Saints. But, you know, he's had some good games with the Saints. But, you know, he had last year with Carolina, you know, he just wasn't that good. You know, that's point blank. Jimmy's high, the Niners went to the Super Bowl. I know every situation is different. You know, Teddy Bridgewater's high. You know, he was a backup quarterback for the Saints. He hasn't really proved that he can be a franchise quarterback. And I think that's evidence that Matt Rule and the Panthers want to move on from Teddy B. You know, I think actions speak louder than words. That's why the Panthers traded for Sam Darnold. Now, is Sam Darnold better than Teddy B? I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't know. Let's see. Niners All Day says, got to go. Great stream. I can't wait for the draft. Thanks for coming through, Niners All Day. And I will be streaming, most likely, maybe like the top 5 picks of the draft. And then I appreciate everyone could come on, give me your reaction to who we picked. But yeah, thanks for coming through to the stream. Awesomeness Sports, what's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream. Something else that caught my eye from the press conference today. So Shanahan feels the top 5 quarterbacks would have been gone by the 12th pick. So that's one of the reasons why Lynch and the Niners moved up to the top 3 pick. You know, because if they felt they would have waited, a team or two could have jumped in front of the Niners. I mean, we don't know. The Falcons could select a quarterback. We don't know. They could draft a quarterback. They could get Trey Lance. They could get Fields or Mac Jones. They could get someone to replace Matt Ryan. You know, they could get someone that'll sit behind Matt Ryan, you know, learn from one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL, and then eventually take over. So that was something that stood out to me. And also, I'm not sure if anyone heard, but Lynch and the Niners have decided to pick up the 5th-year option for Mike McGlinchey. And I feel like that's a good move. You know, McGlinchey, you know, we know he had a down year last year, but he's had more good years than he's had bad. That's something you can't debate. So let me know what you guys think about that, picking up Mike McGlinchey's 5th-year option. Ronnie Morgan says, the coach said the voice between Teddy and Jimmy G is the same as choosing between 6 or a half dozen. That's funny. I mean, you can say that, but you know, Jimmy G's high. Now I feel like Jimmy G's high is like right here, and Teddy B's high is like, you know, maybe right there. So clearly, Jimmy G is better. Jimmy G, you know, led his team to a deep playoff run. Now, I say led, but you can interpret that as he was an integral part in getting the Niners to the Super Bowl, baby. And Teddy B has yet to do that. And it's interesting. Let's look up Teddy Bridgewater stats, because Jimmy G's best year was 27 TDs, 13 interceptions. Niners went to the Super Bowl. What was Teddy Bridgewater's stats last year? Now, I know the teams are different, but clearly the Panthers didn't care because they want to move on with Sam Darnold. So let's see. Teddy Bridgewater stats. Looks like Tommy says, no, Teddy, please, and thank you. Oh, that's funny. So so last year for the Panthers, he played 15 games, Teddy Bridgewater. The Panthers had 4 wins and 11 losses last year. Now Teddy, he completed 69% of his passes, which is excellent. That's pretty good. He threw for over 3,700 yards. That's pretty good. Now he had 15 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. That's too much. That's too many INTs. He's good at completing his passes. His QBR is only 64, which that's not good at all. But that's basically Teddy's best year. If you look at his first 2 seasons in Minnesota, 14 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Second season, 14 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. His completion percentage for both of those years was 64 and 65. So, he's solid. He's just not going to get you, over the top. Looks like Crisco's Country Life. What's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream, Crisco. I watched one of your videos today talking about the good old New Orleans Saints. Let's see. Crisco says, which quarterback are you hoping for? So I'm hoping for Trey Lance or Justin Fields. Shanahan himself said he wanted a quarterback, someone very well, someone you watched over the last, 10, 12 years. Shanahan said he wants a quarterback accurate like Drew Brees, future Hall of Famer. And he also said he wants someone mobile as Lamar Jackson. So by that description, that don't sound like Mac Jones to me. I don't know what y'all think, but that don't sound like Mac Jones to me. That sounds like either, Fields or Lance. So that's what I'm hoping for. Crisco says, could Mac Jones... Wow. Could Mac Jones be the next Montana? Hot digging it? No. No, I don't think so, man. I don't think Montana, he's only, the greatest 49er player in our history. And I believe he's on the Mount Rushmore of the greatest quarterbacks that ever played in the NFL. Of course, you got TB12. You got to put him in there. You got Montana. And then the rest is really debatable. You could say Peyton Manning. You could say Favre or whatever. But no, I do not see Mac Jones being the the next Montana. Let's see. Crisco says, honestly, he thinks that Fields would be amazing for y'all. Yeah, I think so too, man. I think he'll be great. I feel like we can't go wrong. If we get Fields or Lance, we can't go wrong. I don't think either quarterback should start year one. I think we should stick with Jimmy G. Jimmy. We should stick with Jimmy G. He should start, every game. And Jimmy G is playing, for his, football career. So he should come in with the, fire lit under him, and he should be ready to roll. It's like Tommy says, the Aints. Looks like Crisco says, going to be a fun draft. I can't wait because there's so many things that can happen with the Niners. I mean, and, I think it's pretty much 99% Trevor Lawrence is going to the Jags, right? But there's no indication that the Jets are going to draft Zach Wilson. I mean, they haven't said they are. I don't see how Zach Wilson is better than Justin Fields, but, we'll see what happens. And then things could quickly, things could change once the Niners select whoever we draft. And then with the Falcons, will the Falcons stay at pick 4? Will the Falcons draft down in the draft with another team to get multiple picks. You know, if I was the Falcons, I would probably want to select my quarterback of the future. You know, you could either have Mac Jones, Lance, or Fields, whoever's left after the Niners pick. So if I was the Falcons, that's what I would do. But you know, it's going to be a amazing night. I can't wait. It's crazy that it's almost here. We're only like, what, 2.5 days left, or excuse me, 3 days left. So I can't wait. I definitely will be streaming at least the top 5 of the draft, maybe top 10. We'll see what happens. But I can't wait for the draft. I appreciate everyone coming on. Shout out to the Spotlight Sports Network, everyone who's watching on the Spotlight Sports Network. I appreciate everyone. Shout out to Darian, the CEO, the founder of the Spotlight Sports Network. I appreciate you coming. You let me get on your platform. Looks like Tommy says Lawrence will bust. Jags are trash. Well, we'll see. You know, the Jags are a rebuilding, franchise. They're bringing in Urban Meyer, who was very successful at the college level. He's never been a head coach in the NFL, so we'll see how that goes. I'm trying to think, who else the Jags have offensively? I know they got a few receivers that Trevor Lawrence will be able to throw to. I don't know about their running game. I'd have to look at their roster to see. Let's look at the Jags roster and see what they bring to the table. Yeah, let's see what they bring. The Jacksonville Jaguars bring to the table, because I'm not sure. I know they had a few receivers, but I'm not sure about the other talent they have on their team. Let's see. And then also with the draft, I mean, you got the pick number 5 behind what could be the Falcons is Cincinnati. You know, Cincinnati could go offensive line with Penei Sewell with a big tackle. They could go with Jamar Chase, the wide receiver at LSU. They could reunite Burrow and Chase again. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Big Low Country Sports. What in the world, Bo? What in the world, Bo? What's good? Thanks for coming through to the stream, man. Yeah, I enjoyed your stream earlier today. Make sure you guys check out Big Low Country Sports. Love us talking about them good old ATL Falcons. And I can't wait until we play each other this season. It's gonna be on. You know, y'all gonna have to fly to the Bay Area to play the Niners, and I can't wait for that. But yeah, I was looking at that Jags roster. I mean, they got DJ Shark. He's pretty good. They got Marvin Jones. Okay, he's pretty good. So they definitely have some offensive talent that Lawrence can definitely throw to. So we'll see what the Jags do. They're definitely not going. I'd be surprised if they won the division, but we'll see. It's like Big Low Country Sports says, enjoying your stream too, my brother. I appreciate you coming through, man. Who do you want your Falcons to get at pick 4? Do you want them to get like the best defensive player available at pick 4? Do you want them to trade down to get multiple picks, or do you want them to get the next quarterback in waiting behind Matt Ryan? Let me know in them comments. But I had a great time conversing with all the fans, the Niner fans, NFL fans. Draft is in 3 days. I will be streaming part of the draft. Looks like Big Low Country Sports says he's hoping we trade down. Okay, I respect that. But yeah, I appreciate everyone coming on. A lot of big news that came out today regarding the Niners. Mike McGlinchey, his 5th-year contract option will be extended with the Niners, so he will be with the Niners unless he gets traded. We'll see what happens on draft night. But I think that's a good move. Looks like Gabe. What's good, Gabe? Thanks for coming through to the stream. But yeah, we signed. We're extending McGlinchey. I think that's definitely a wise move. The 49ers came out with that new patch, that 75th anniversary patch. That was very nice. I need to make a video on that. That's what I should do after this stream, make a video. That's pretty cool. That's dope. Since 1946, the Niners have been, in existence. So that's pretty dope. Also, John Lynch and the Niners continue to make moves. Uh, signing Wayne Gallman, the running back from the Giants. We're continuing to improve that running back room. Sign Arden Key, sign Maurice Hurst. So it's great that Lynch is continuing to add depth and talent to the 49ers roster. Looks like Tommy says Atlanta's going to get Pitts. Yeah, I think so if they can't trade down. I think if they can't trade down, they probably will get Pitts. I mean, he's the best, he's the best offensive player available at 4. Especially if the Falcons are thinking about trading Julio Jones. And that's what I've heard, that Falcons are listening to offers for Julio. So they're going to trade Julio. Yeah, why not bring in Pitts, And what do you guys think? What do you think about Julio Jones coming to the 49ers if we could trade for Julio? What do you guys think about that? Looks like Gabe says, as much as I hate the Niners, I love watching you and Big Low, man. I appreciate your support, Gabe, man. Appreciate your support. Thanks for coming through. But yeah, I love how Lynch is continuing to improve the team. One of the biggest things that stood out to me from the news conference today was basically that Lynch said, Shanahan's basically going to make the pick. This is Shanahan's pick. That's one thing that stood out to me. Ian Rappaport reported that the Niners have narrowed it down to 2 quarterbacks. That's Mac Jones and Trey Lance. That's interesting to me. Hopefully, the Niners draft Trey Lance or Justin Fields, one of the 2 more dynamic quarterbacks. It's like Tommy says, Niners best team in the NFL. All right. And he also, Tommy says, ODO Jones. I mean, Julio, he got them bad feet though. That's the problem. He always, he can't stay healthy. He be getting hurt too much. But would he elevate the wide receiver room? Yeah. He would definitely. Teams would probably still try to double Julio, and Debo and Ayuk could run underneath, be open all day. And you got Kittle, best tight end in the NFL. That would be intriguing. Another thing in the press conference, I think Ian Rappaport reported that Adam Peters and John Lynch want Trey Lance, but Shanahan wants Mac Jones. So this is Shanahan pick. So we'll see what comes to fruition on draft night. Tommy says he is one of the greats. I'm just talking. Yeah, he is one of the greats. Is he still in his prime now? I'm not sure with Julio. When he's healthy, yeah, he's definitely one of the best receivers in the NFL. He's top. I would say he should still be top 10. I don't know if he's top 5 anymore. He's been hurt, but when he's healthy, yeah, he is one of the the best wide receivers definitely in the NFL. Something else that stood out in the press conference today was that Shanahan said he wants to find Drew Brees, someone as accurate, a quarterback as accurate as Drew Brees, Hall of Famer, and who's mobile like Lamar Jackson. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that don't sound like Mac Jones to me. That sounds like either Trey Lance or Justin Fields. That's something else that stood out to me. And yeah, I enjoyed the press conference today. It was only about a half an hour long. They didn't answer that many questions. I thought it would be longer. But I appreciate the insight they did give. I know they kept things to the vest. And let me know if you guys have any other questions. Let me know. We've been on for about 2 hours. It's gone by pretty fast. I enjoy conversing with all the NFL fans, the 49er fans. And I can't wait for Thursday night, draft night, baby. I can't wait. And make sure I appreciate everyone subscribing to Jay and the Bay YouTube channel. I appreciate you liking the stream. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on IG, Twitter. I appreciate it. And I think with that, there's no more other questions. I think Jay in the Bay is out. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I got one more comment. Hold on. Livy's World, what's good? Hot diggity dog. Thanks for coming through Livy's World. I appreciate your support. And hopefully you enjoyed this stream talking about, you see it, red and gold. So with that being said, Jay in the Bay is out. Thanks for everyone coming through to the stream. I appreciate your support. Make sure you like the stream. And tell your friends and family if they're diehard Niner fans or NFL friends. Let them know. And I appreciate all the support. I'll see you guys Thursday night draft night. Most likely I will be putting out another mock draft tomorrow. Most likely. And what else? And I might be putting out a video tonight about that patch. That is pretty significant. That patch that the 49ers came out with, that is pretty cool. And that is the 49ers' latest news. I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. See you later, Tommy. Appreciate you coming through. And thanks for tuning in to your boy, Jay in the Bay. See y'all soon.